All right, welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive. Today, we're going to get into something, something that I think is probably pretty relevant to a lot of people, especially, around this time of year.
Oh, yeah.
Valentine's Day is coming up.
Yeah.
And we're going to be looking at some sources about how social media impacts single people.
Oh, interesting.
And I think we can all relate to this, right?
Absolutely.
Hop on Instagram, you hop on Facebook or whatever, and all of a sudden, it's just like
Just couples everywhere.
so much romance.
And it's not even just the couples, like everybody's in love.
Yeah.
You've got the romantic getaways, the fancy dinners, the gifts
Yeah.
all over your feed. And it's hard not to feel,
Right.
a little bit left
A
out.
little single,
Especially if you're single. Yeah.
if you're saying
Especially around Valentine's Day, right?
it's like rubbing it in a little.
Yeah, it's like the whole world is celebrating something you're not a part of.
Right.
And it's funny. It's not just seeing other people in relationships that can be tough.
What else is it?
It's this whole pressure to be the, successful single.
Wait,
You
say
know what I
why?
mean?
Why?
Like, you're constantly bombarded with articles and advice about how to
Thrive.
thrive on your own and all the amazing things you can do without a partner.
Right.
It's like, okay, being single is great, but
Yeah.
do I have to be like a superstar on top of it?
You have to be exceptional at being single.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, one of the sources even called it
Was it?
biblical singles who exceeded expectations.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, come on.
Like on top of everything else.
Yeah.
But I have to be a biblical single now.
You got to be like, Daniel in the lion's den level of single.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
It's like this unrealistic standard that's being set for single people.
Okay.
It's not enough to just be happy and content.
Right.
You have to be achieving all these incredible things.
Well, it's like you're comparing yourself to
Yeah.
these perfect couples and then also these like
Exactly.
super successful singles.
It's like a double whammy of comparison. You're comparing yourself to everyone.
Everyone.
And no one feels good enough.
She's just a recipe for feeling bad.
Yeah, exactly.
But isn't there another side to social media, though?
Hmm.
I mean, couldn't it also be a place where single people, find connection
Oh, absolutely.
or support,
That-
especially in a time like this?
That's a really good point. I mean, there are tons of online communities out there, right?
Wow.
People with shared interests,
Yeah.
shared experiences.
Right.
You can connect with folks who get you, who understand
Yeah.
what it's like to be single, especially around Valentine's Day.
It's like finding your people, right?
Exactly. It's like finding your tribe, your support system.
Right, your support system.
So, yeah, social media can definitely be a tool for good in that sense.
Okay, so maybe it's less about like avoiding social media altogether
Yeah.
and more about just like being mindful of how we're using it.
Absolutely. I think that's the key.
Okay.
It's about recognizing that what you see on social media, it's like a highlight reel.
Yeah.
People are presenting the best versions of themselves,
Yeah.
their most picture-perfect moments, right?
It's like the best version of their life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to fall into that comparison trap, to start comparing our own lives to those curated snapshots.
To these perfect little squares.
Yes, to those perfect little squares. Exactly.
Okay.
It's like looking through a funhouse mirror,
Okay.
Everything is distorted, exaggerated.
Right. It's not real.
Exactly. It's not real life.
So is that where the whole fear of missing out comes in?
Absolutely.
The FOMO.
The FOMO, yes.
Okay.
It's that feeling that everyone else is out there having these amazing experiences, these perfect relationships,
Yeah.
and you're somehow missing out.
Right. Like everyone's having fun without you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's amplified around Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah.
Right. It's like the holiday itself is designed to showcase
Romance.
romance, togetherness.
Yeah.
So if you're single, it's like, well, where do I fit in?
Where do I fit in all this?
Yeah.
Okay, so how do we navigate this then?
Mm.
How do we use social media, especially around a time like Valentine's Day,
Yeah.
in a way that doesn't make us feel bad?
I think, honestly, it starts with awareness.
Okay.
Like you said, recognizing that what you're seeing is often a carefully constructed narrative.
A story.
A story, yes. And reminding yourself that everyone has their own struggles, their own challenges.
Right.
And real relationships, just like real life, are messy.
They're not perfect.
They're not perfect.
Right.
There are ups and downs, good days and bad days.
It's easy to forget that, I think,
It's
when you're just scrolling through that highlight reel.
so easy to get caught up in the illusion.
Right. In the perfection.
In the perfection, yeah.
Yeah.
And, you have the power to choose what you consume.
If certain accounts or types of content consistently make you feel bad about yourself.
Yeah.
Unfollow them.
Let's get rid of them
Yeah. Don't be afraid to curate your feed,
to make it like a happier place.
to make it a source of joy, of inspiration, of connection,
Okay.
rather than comparison and negativity.
So it's like you're in control of what you see.
Exactly. You have the power.
I like that.
Yeah.
Curate your feed for joy.
Curate your feed for joy. I love that.
That's something we can all do, right?
Absolutely.
No matter what our relationship status is.
Whether you're single, in a relationship, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Curate your feed for joy.
All right, so I think we've talked a lot about the downsides of social media, but we've also talked about how it can be a great tool,
Yes.
especially for connecting with people,
Exactly.
finding those communities.
Finding your people.
So I guess just as something to think about for everyone listening,
Okay.
how might you use social media to find,
And build those communities, especially if you're feeling a little isolated.
especially if you're feeling alone?
Yeah.
It's a powerful tool. Use it wisely.
Yeah, use it wisely.
And happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Happy Valentine's Day.